Hey all, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts. Well, we made it back to the world of the living. The mechanics don't really matter. What's important for the story is we survived.
Sora just takes a few moments to click together to the fact that he's just completely underwater. I know it takes me that long to notice when I'm drowning, because I'm a little slow that way.
You know, I think all these, cruise ships around the world have missed a trick by not making them at least semi-aquatic. Yeah, it would at least, shock and surprise the guests on board.
It would be pretty neat if you were just on the ocean, and then suddenly, just out of the fucking water, just a pirate ship, out of nowhere, just leaps up over you like a shark.
Actually, I'll do you one better than that. I want a live-action Pokemon movie where it's like Kyogre and Groudon and Rayquaza, so we can just have that scene of a fuck-huge island coming out of the water.
A ship!
I don't know. Apparently, Detective Pikachu was fairly successful, so we'll probably see more live-action Pokemon movies.
There you go. That's probably about all I have to say about it, because I'm not going to get into spoilers. But, do you remember the Ruler of the Sky from 358 over 2 days, mate?
Heartless!
Not really. I know you do, and I know you said he was a terrible boss. I was just there for the cutscenes.
Fair dues, mate. Well, this guy is sort of like his distant cousin, but he's a lot easier to fight, even if I actually did fail the first time. I guess I wasn't aggressive enough. We're gonna hop on one of his underlings and fly after him in the sky. It's one of those things where you have to beat it before the ship gets destroyed. So just keep hammering it with missiles, and you should do fine.
Yeah, this fight is kind of a crapshoot because again, they just kind of jump into a completely different gameplay style out of nowhere. But you have to do it to clear on. I mean, it's not super hard, but I wasn't really enjoying it. Like you said, you want to just basically hammer on it with your weapons. They'll try to shoot stuff at you. You want to shoot that down. There are points where you have to jump between Heartless to get back to your main one, because you are going to be riding a Heartless for this, to try and kill it. It's a weird place to put a boss fight in the pirate world. It's a sky battle. I don't know why. It just doesn't jive with me.
I guess they wanted to call back to Neverland in days, because that's Ruler of the Sky was the boss of Neverland. But it's a bit weird placement-wise. It's sort of inoffensive, just gameplay-wise. I don't really have too many complaints about it. It's a teeny bit tedious, but it's still entertaining for what it is. So we're gonna chase after it. We're gonna blow it to fuck with missiles, and we have a little shooty bang bang thing. So.
It's basically turning into fucking Crimson Skies at this point. You've got the machine gun, you've got the missiles. It may as well be. Shit.
I mean, you could probably make a decent arcade game out of this section alone. I don't know why more companies don't, sift apart, mini-games and just stick them in, an arcade cabinet and whatnot. It'd be cheaper than, developing a full one, I guess.
I don't know, I guess it depends on how much it has to sell. I always just think it's weird whenever they're making a game and then it's like, okay, well, we need to diversify the gameplay. Let's design a completely different combat system for a completely different scenario, but let's only do it one time, because this is the only time you really do this kind of fight. There's another airborne fight we'll see in the Big Hero 6 world, but it does not control like this at all. So I'm just sitting there, I'm not even sure why they made this. I mean, it's different, sure. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just here. I just think it's odd.
I think overall the Sky has a better design as well, but if you had to, hold me at gunpoint, please don't, by the way, but if you had to, if the Heartless were controlling you and made you hold me at gunpoint, and said, choose Ruler of the Sky or No Named Bird, it probably has a name, I don't care, I would probably pick this guy.
So what part of the organization's plan have Heartless holding up people at gunpoint? You're gonna fight Ruler of the Sky or not? I just don't think that really amounts to anything.
I don't know, Loxine must like guns, she likes knives, so.
Why didn't they? Well, okay, no, I guess Zigbar's the closest one with a gun, technically. It's gun-ish. It's more of an arrow gun, like a crossbow. Well, I know he originally had a crossbow, but his organization thing is more like a... I don't fucking know. Look, just give me... I mean, you're not going to now, because they're all gonna die. But I just wanted my organization member with the Kung Fu Fist, but I didn't get it, so...
No, you don't, no. Especially, heinous after Devil May Cry 5 released, and you have Balrog, which was pretty lit.
Man... I'm sitting there thinking if I got converted to the organization, what my weapon would be. I mean, I'm kind of divisive between two things. You know, it's either going to be like a Balrog type of fist, you know, fisticuffs, or it's going to be like a chain sword or a chain whip, like I can do like a scorpion get over here kind of deal. I don't know. Which one do you think would work better?
I think the one for you, I could see you swinging like a whip and chain around, yeah.
Well, there's that, but if you have the hand-to-hand option, that means power slams and like suplexes and things like that, because you've got to do a suplex. I mean, that's just like one of the coolest moves ever. If you're going to be fighting somebody, just like lariats and power bombs and shit like that. That's the good stuff right there.
I imagine they could like devise a scenario where Sora somehow can't use the Keyblade, so he does have to fight hand-to-hand and whatnot.
Well, no, it didn't work for Aqua. You saw the stance she was doing? She looked, with the way she was bending, she looks like she was about to dab. I mean, I didn't mention it at the time, but I was concerned, so...
It's funny you mentioned the dab, because there is a fucking move in, I believe it was Dream Drop Distance, and it's similar to the break time thing you can get in Birthright League, where you can fucking dab, and KZ, God bless him, he fucking dabbed on Xemnas during his boss fight.
Oh my god, you have to show me that. I did not know that was a thing. I need to see that now.
I think I attempted to replicate it during the Guiding Key Marathon with Spa, but I can't remember whether I got it or not. Whatever. How did you fare in the boss fight, mate? We've talked about like how it looks, how it operates, but how did you get on gameplay-wise?
I mean, it was okay. Really the hard part for me was when they occasionally at some points will, you know, knock you off the Heartless. You do have to get back onto one so you can fly around and shoot it. I just think the thing's kind of a big HP tank, and its attacks aren't really that threatening. But of course what they do to make these sections kind of difficult, for some reason you just cannot heal for whatever reason. So I did get close to almost getting killed, except you heal at this point, so maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know what's going on. So,
you were technically
whatever.
right. You can't heal on the bird Heartless. You can heal if you jump off of it.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Again, but I mean, they kind of have to still lock up the healing, just to make it some sort of challenge. And again, I was about to die doing it, but I did manage to clear it in my first go.
Okay, well, you have one up on me, so that's all that really matters in the end.
Still, I really, really wish you could just get this thing, just body slam it again into one of those rocks, or like the island over there. Because, I mean, that's the best time to do one.
Oh, yeah, just like, I don't know, use the Keyblade to swing it around and one and just bash it into the rock.
See, that's a Terra move, but I would totally approve of that.
I gotta say, spectacle-wise, this thing wowed me when it was first shown off in the trailers, but then again, just everything about the Caribbean wowed me when we first saw it. I think it was Sony's E3 conference, for lack of a better word. It was more like interpretive dance, the conference.
I don't even remember seeing that trailer, so this guy kind of took me by surprise, completely out of nowhere. I'm like, what are we doing now?
You know, if like Gilbert Godfrey was brought in to voice this guy, it would just fit perfectly.
Would it? Would it, Tom?
Ah, it's a living!
No, it's not. Can you stop?
Well, you could voice him then. You're like budget Gilbert Gottfried.
Yes, I'm unfortunately well aware of that. Thank you.
You'll notice, by the way, Sora conjures a barrier. Barrier is not a magic spell in this game.
That's weird. Yeah, I mean, again, he just kind of gets abilities and loses them as the gameplay dictates, so it's really inconsistent.
I mean, he can dance in the Tangle world. What the fuck's up with that?
Yeah, why don't you have a dancing ability whenever you're fighting Heartless? Although, if you were taunting after styling on everybody's asses, that's pretty good.
I do have a canon explanation as for how Sora can dance in this game. When he was watching Sally and Jack dance in Kingdom Hearts 2, he, fantasized about dancing with Kairi. So he must have danced at some point in his life.
Yeah, too bad he had to practice with Donald.
Yeah, I guess so. Boom! It's kind of let down by the budget He's a Pirate playing in the background, but whatever, that was a big-ass heart, baby.
And he takes a moment again to process it. What's going on?
My ride! Delta Airways, you have let me down a thrice time!
No! I could have bought a video game console!
Why does he care about falling? I'm pretty sure he can at least, hover at this point.
True. I mean, he continually loses and regains the ability to hover and fly throughout this series.
It's a good job Walk's not fucking magical, otherwise he'd be damned from, minute one.
where are the others?
They're dead. Swallowed up by the sea.
We came looking for you. I guess they must have kept going.
Or that probably works out better, honestly, for such a rated game.
I mean, it's okay. Even if we're stuck on an island, all we have to do is build a rocket ship out of coconuts and wood, and we'll go to a new planet.
Look at that water.
That's some pretty good water, yeah. I mean, not good enough to drink. It's salt water, but you know what I mean.
You know the phrase, water, water everywhere, so let's all have a drink. Oh, here we go. Here is movie. The cutscene.
Again, my curiosity comes into play here. Did this catch anything in terms of YouTube's algorithms? Because again, it is very close to the original clip.
No, because I don't think Disney gives a shit about pirates' clips being on YouTube, so...
Yeah, that's fair, I suppose.
Let's see, who voices Cutler Beckett here? Mick Wingert voices Beckett here. Is he related to Wally Wingert, I wonder?
I'm not sure. I kind of expected Wally Wingert, I'll be honest with you.
Nope, he has no relation to Wally Wingert. Thank you, IMDb.
What are the plans?
So again, it is not a perfect rendition. The eyes are a little off. Again, the mouths are a little weird, but still really fucking close.
Yeah, I would say he is the least impressive model in the world, but the guy playing him is obviously having a blast, and his sliminess comes across, and his resolution in the plot is very satisfying.
Shall we what?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wish I knew more about Cutlet. Is that his name? Cutlet? Cutlet Beckett? No, I'm sorry, Beckett.
There we go.
Cutlet sounds delicious. But I kind of wish I knew more about him in the context of Kingdom Hearts as like a villain. They built him up properly, because I mean, yeah, it does carry across. But again, we needed the whole second movie for that, and they ain't covering it. So.
Well, he has to share like screen time with Davy Jones, and I'd much rather they flesh out Davy Jones, if I'm being honest.
And you have my most certain promise.
Is this the thing we were talking about earlier?
And the power undersea you
Yeah, I mean, like, they don't really come back to this. Like, I mean, it's hard to explain because they didn't do anything with it, so, but it doesn't really culminate into anything, and this is definitely not Sora's character to want all the power in the sea whatsoever, so.
Well, he wanted freedom over the sea in the first game, but that's not really the same thing. Don't worry, we're not dealing with Atlantica anymore. This is a much more fluid style of underwater battle and traversal, but please, I was a bit rusty when I came back to record this world, so don't judge me too harshly.
Demonstrating a little bit of Blizzard Claws here, which is one of the form changes for the Frozen Keyblade. It's pretty cool. Again, yeah. Please forgive the pun, but I do like it. Although at this point, I was kind of more reliant on using Ever After as my magic Keyblade. So it was a little late. I mean, I tried to buff this one up, but I much prefer Mirage Staff as a form change just for the range and the stand options. Like, it's really good, so I was kind of mixed.
Alright, just give this one another level up, and I'm fresh out of Damascus now, so if you want some more, I recommend just go to, like, the Mystic Stream section of the Gummy World and just blast some asteroids. You can get Damascus there, you can get Adamantite there at a later point. Pretty good for leveling up your Keyblades and whatnot.
Yeah, but, I mean, again, I didn't spend a lot of time, and grinding that doesn't really sound that fun.
Motherfucking Jack Sparrow, it's like I'm at Disneyland.
He just kind of awkwardly readjusts.
Probably French, eh?
There we go.
I like everybody's reaction to you pulling a fucking magic phone out of your pocket and taking pictures of everybody.
You can actually die from a pretty high height. It's sort of neat, actually. Circle makes you go faster. You can go up and down with R2 and L2. And you have special magics specifically for underwater combat, which make things much more comfy.
The underwater combat is way better in this game, and the movement's pretty good too. And I do like the various underwater versions of spells. You can actually get those. I forgot what you have to do, but you can unlock the ability to use those versions on land. It's just like some convoluted thing you can do, but the Thunder one's pretty fun. I was using that a lot. Really my only complaint about the underwater combat is actually near the end of the game at the final boss. So that's going to be quite a while before I talk about that.
Yeah, but, well, for them, we record in big batches, so I guess we'll get to that in a few more tries.
Yeah, fair enough.
Since, I recorded the last batch of stuff with THD, I have since recorded the entire game, and yes, I did complete the menu in the restaurant, and I did all the Classic Kingdom minigames, so look out for the last of those, and yes, you will be seeing gameplay from the 2 Keyblades.
Oh, really? That'll be good. I know one of them is more... I think one of them is also a gun, and then the other one is not a gun. I'll have to double-check those.
Well, by definition, if one is a gun and one isn't, then strictly speaking, yes, the other one would not be a gun.
That is how comparisons work, you're right.
Look at those big-ass manta ray. Like, you can't collect it, you can't fight it, it's just there, really.
I don't know, that's giving me a little bit of flashbacks of Echo the Dolphin. At least, you know, it's a more pleasant version of Echo the Dolphin, not the later parts of Echo the Dolphin, thank God.
I wouldn't recommend hitting the jellyfish with your Keyblade, by the way. You are liable to take damage, but they're very weak to magic, lightning especially, so if you want, like, a crowd remover spell, go with, like, Sea Lightning.
Huh, I did not do this particular bit here.
Well, that's what you get for being on a time crunch and not being able to explore.
Oh yeah, that's what I get for doing the thing you wanted me to do. Weird.
And I was making fun of myself there, but you took it and you did things with it, and I don't know how to react anymore.
Well, just nod your head and agree, and we'll be fine.
Yes, Helldragon, your ideas are the best.
No, that's true. And make sure to say something nice about my hair.
It's very luxurious today.
Yeah, I need to get it cut. I was going to get it cut today, but obviously we had to do this, so I'll probably get it after work on Tuesday. I actually set up an appointment, because, oh no, I work normal hours like a human being, thank God. Ugh.
Well, I was a little bit ill yesterday, so we unfortunately had to move stuff to today, so it's my fault he was not able to get a haircut, so hashtag #NTom is a villain, I suppose.
I'm just sitting here in my shag, man. What's wrong with you? I can't see. What's going on?
Now, I understand what shag means in relation to hair, but it's a completely different sort of context when you're dealing with a Brit.
Yeah, no, I am well aware of what else shag means. Thank you very much.
Good old Master's Ring. Let's put that on and buff Sora up. Get swole under the sea.
Give him all the shit. Like, I mean, I've seen runs in this game where Donald and Goofy have literally nothing on them. Like, not even like their basic equipment. Just nothing, you know, while Sora's all decked out.
They even strip them down, nude and whatnot. It's fine, Sora deserves all the clothes.
Donald doesn't have any pants on anyway, so...
Yeah, why does he put on a towel when he gets out, like, the shower and whatnot? But he goes around trouserless. I don't get that, and I probably never will.
You know what? Now that I think about it, that's very true. He puts on a towel when he gets out of the shower. Maybe he's drying his ass off? I don't know.
The subject makes me uncomfortable. I shall not go on anymore. Instead, I will beat things up and I will collect them, as is the underwater rules.
Sometimes these eels do charge up, however, especially in the middle of a combo, so you do have to watch out for that, because they can interrupt that.
There's quite a few branching paths in this particular underwater area, so you're going to want to go off on those, because there is some like goodies. There's a Classic Kingdom game or two, I believe. The majority of them are out on the high seas, though.
There's also, like, some caches. We might find one here. Yeah, like here, where it's just like a bunch of gold and you can collect like a bunch of money from it. So definitely look out for those if you need money, I guess.
I'm doing fine for money, both IRL and in terms of the game.
Man, I could use more IRL money. That's why I'm trying to become a programmer.
There you go, mate. There you go.
I mean, I'm kind of surprised Sea Thunder doesn't blow up. And, okay, well, if Sea Fire can exist, that's fine. Sea Blizzard, that's actually pretty interesting. I didn't try to use that, but that's a neat effect.
Oh, did you not have Blizzard set to your shortcuts at the time?
Yeah, I was mostly rocking Fire, Thunder, Cure, and Arrow, I guess. I wasn't really using Arrow that much, though. But apparently, you know, with some enemies, it's actually really good, just to completely fuck them up super fast, so...
I think it's Ultimate boss, the third to last one, gets fucked up by Eroga, so I'm going to be using that, I'm going to be abusing it, and it's just going to be a laugh riot all around, really.
I mean, that boss is kind of meh, anyway, so I don't mind you kind of using that shortcut to abuse it, so...
I like that boss, why don't you like it? In terms that do not spoil the occasion.
It's referencing the stuff I don't really follow or care about, probably, and will no doubt have huge significant meaning eventually when they care about it.
I understand completely. Look at all these jellies.
Why don't you just shoot these? See, he's even telling you to do that, you fool!
Fine, whatever. There you go, get out.
And just kill the local wildlife, it's okay.
Well, do jellyfish do anything to help the local habitats and whatnot?
You know what, that's a good question. I'm sure there's some dissertation somewhere or some medical article that explains how helpful jellyfish are, presumably within the food chain. But I always thought they were just kind of baggy little fuckers.
Let's see, how do jellyfish impact the environment? They thrive on ecosystems in distress. They can survive in low oxygen zones, acidic water. Most types of pollution do not affect them. Marine bacteria uses this jellyfish goo and poo for respiration, which creates even more carbon dioxide. I wish my shit was as helpful.
Yeah, I mean, we just have to get rid of ours. We could be doing something with it.
You know, fair play to Pokemon, they have not yet made a literal pile of shit, and no, Grimer does not count, nor does Mug, regardless of what it is spelt backwards.
Man, you know, as a joke, I did actually make a shit Pokemon that evolved into a toilet.
I would call it Toiletron, personally, but I just like adding Tron to the end of everything, because it makes my childlike brain amused.
Well, his name was Crap Heap, actually. It was Mared Shice and then Crap Heap. Crap Heap was the final Evo.
I like that, that's good. Oh, so much underwater money. Too bad the conversion rate is shit.
Yeah, I mean, converting it over to money we use is just a little weird.
So yeah, there's just a lot more of this. So, we got anything we can discuss, mate?
Man, this feels like a gummy ship, doesn't it? Just kind of cruising around, finding treasure, flying through the water. I mean, I'll say this, I did enjoy exploring these caverns, because again, like you mentioned, it's not Atlantica levels of bad. The movement system is actually pretty good for being underwater, so I did enjoy kind of going around and seeing what I could find under here.
One touch I did like is that they applied like a filter over Saurodor and Goofy's voices so they sound like they're underwater. I think that affects the music as well, which, by the way, the Caribbean has an amazing battle theme. It's one of my favorites in the game.
I'll have to talk about that sound filter later on again when we get near the end of the game, because I do think it kind of impacts stuff. But, yeah, no, I believe it does mute the music a little bit as a result.
And we have Fishing Frenzy. I'll show you that later.
I wonder what you do in it.
Well, if I had to take a guess, I believe it's that one episode where Dolan has a dream and he's working for Hitler and whatnot.
I was going to make a joke about fishing for compliments, but you took that to a weird place.
I didn't really have any end game with that. I just said words as they came to me.
Yeah, that kind of that's my commentary style too. I just kind of blurt out words and hopefully they form humor and jokes.
Ooh, this is a very sunny area. Have I just gone right back to the beginning? I think I might be backtracking here.
You may be, yeah.
Distressing. Yeah, it's nice and sunny here, but we want to go deeper. We have to get inside the island.
Yeah, this is looking like the beginning here.
Son of a bitch. Alright, back down we go.
Alright, so what do you want to talk about now?
You seen any good movies recently?
I don't watch movies. Oh, well, no, actually, I tell a lie. We watched Broly recently.
Yes, we did.
You know, Dragon Ball Super. That was pretty good. Pacing was a little weird. Way too fast. They kind of wanted to cover all their bases. Again, they really should not have spoiled Gogeta. I don't know why they did that. That makes no sense. I'm hopeful that now that Gogeta is a thing, and with the way they're setting up the DLC for Dragon Ball FighterZ, I really think Janemba has a shot now, because Gogeta does his Janemba killer move on Broly in the movie, so it would make sense if they brought that into Dragon Ball FighterZ. And Janemba would be super cool, because he has a lot of cool moves. He's got the sword, he has that cool teleport he does, where he just kind of dissolves in the cubes and goes to another place. I think he'd be awesome, personally.
As a character, he's really nothing, but again, this is a fighting game we're talking about here, so yeah, I definitely agree, and I'm pretty sure he might have been leaked recently.
Has he?
Let me double check this while you pay attention to the game.
Yeah, well, it's just another mini-boss. I know there have been apparently some leaks for DLC for Smash based on European Google ad searches, which is actually really interesting, and I think it does have a bit of credibility, but we'll see. You know, I mean, Grinch Link did happen, so...
Let's see. Janemba is the latest DLC character coming to Dragon Ball FighterZ. He might have been accidentally announced. They've not officially confirmed it. Let's have a look here. They recently added Kid Goku from GT. So, yeah, Gogeta and Broly are coming to the game. Let me just read this paragraph. During this week on Xbox, it seems that Major Nelson might have accidentally announced the latest character who will be joining the roster. Last character in the game's second season of characters. There we go.
Yeah, no, I think Janemba's a shoo-in, and again, that's gonna be really cool. I'm looking forward to how he plays. I don't play the game anymore because I suck at fighting games, I have other shit to do. But, no, Janemba's super cool, will be awesome. I mean, this is legit a trap. They knew this going in. Like, they're like, come on, dude. I mean, we know what's gonna happen at this point.
This dude kind of reminds me of Lord Fu Whack Whack, I believe his name was, from Banjo-Tooie. He was a big old anglerfish as well. Thankfully, the controller is a little bit better in this one. He's not really too complex, just hit him and dodge out the way of his attacks.
At this point, I guess they're just like, okay, we need a boss. We need something to fight here. I mean, I know we just fought, you know, Bird in the Sky over there. This guy has a buzzsaw for a tail. That's scary as shit. I mean, yeah. We all know about shit like that Trents or whatever. You know, where it's like so dark underneath. You know, and then like these motherfuckers are in there. Imagine this guy swimming up to you from the dark and he swings at you with his buzzsaw tail. I'd be like shitting myself right there.
Well, as a child, I thought the eel from Mario 64 was actually deep in the ocean somewhere, so that's not too far off the bog.
Fucking messed up, man. I mean, that kind of shit is what scares me the most. Shit like space and darkness underneath the ocean.
Yep, this is a No Xehanort Allowed club. I thank you very much. This kind of mini-boss actually just put me in mind of Kingdom Hearts 1. I guess the music that's playing helps a lot. I have memories of fighting Clayton to this particular theme.
Thankfully, again, with the underwater controls, fighting this guy is way easier. I mean, you still can't really... No, you can heal. It's just that you have to understand how the guy attacks, and I was tagged quite a bit. I actually almost died to this guy as well, because, again, I just wasn't familiar with how he was going to attack for that. But it's still a way better crapshoot than, like, fighting Ursula, for example, in Kingdom Hearts 1.
I don't want to fight Ursula in KH1 ever again, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. And I actually did die during this fight. I used up my Kupo coin, so I'm going to have to buy another one.
Yeah, I did see that. It did kind of trigger back there when I was running my mouth.
Well, luckily I've learned to tune you out, so I concentrate on the important details.
Yeah, I tune myself out sometimes as well. In my brain, you kind of have to do that. Ugh.
Poor Hell Dragon. What do you like? He's almost dead, lads.
Ugh, it tastes like Japan. Ugh.
Ugh, Jesus. See you next time for more of Japan and Fundaga 2.